Alright, so here's a quick overview of Fermata, a platform-agnostic playlist sharing service. So the main problem that Fermata seeks to address is that for many teens and young adults, music listening and discovery is an inherently social activity. But users who rely on services like Spotify and Apple Music struggle to organically and painlessly share music with their peers due to the fact that their peers may or may not use the same music service that they do. And as a result, many users miss out on opportunities to meaningfully connect with peers over their shared music interests. So the primary persona that Fermata seeks to cater towards is Gavin, or the curator type, or the heavy music listener type. So Gavin tends to make a lot of playlists and organize them by mood and genre. He's an avid Spotify user, but some of his friends use a different service like Apple Music. But in an ideal world, Gavin and his friends would be able to create playlists and share them with each other regardless of the service that each of them uses. And the other persona that Fermata seeks to cater towards is Jane, or the consumer or casual music listener. She doesn't really make playlists the same way that someone like Gavin would, but some of her friends and younger siblings do. And she has an interest in being able to see and save those playlists that her friends and siblings may have made all in one place, regardless of the platform of origin that these playlists have come from. So let's take a look at the prototype and see how it can address some of these problems. When the user first opens the app, they're greeted by this login page where they can log in with their existing streaming service. And from here, they're greeted by an inbox page and a library page. The inbox page contains a list of playlists that other users have shared with me, while my library page contains a list of playlists that either I have created or that I've saved to my library. So from the inbox page, I can tap on a playlist that someone has shared with me and see a list of songs that are included in that playlist. I can tap the headphone icon to open that playlist in Spotify and listen to it here. Or I can add it to my playlist by tapping the plus icon, or I can share a link to that playlist to someone else. So I'm going to add it to my library, and it notifies me that it's been added. And then when I return to my inbox page, you'll see that it's no longer included there, and it's at the top of my library page. I can repeat those steps with any of these by repeating the same process, or I can speed up the process by either long pressing on any of these or tapping the three icons on the right to pull up this action menu. But I'm also given the option to remove that from my inbox without adding it to my library if I've looked at it and decided, I don't really want to save this playlist. So I'm going to go through and add a couple of these and remove a couple of them. And when my inbox is empty, it just gives me this message saying there's nothing here, but you can still look at the library. So the library page looks largely the same. I can still see a list of playlists. I can still tap on a playlist and see a list of songs inside of that playlist. But instead of being able to add it to my library, since it's already there, the Add to Library button has been replaced with a refresh icon where I can just make sure that the changes are up to date with the playlist in Spotify or Apple Music or wherever it originated from. The action menu is mostly the same, except instead of being able to add to library or remove from inbox, I'm just given the options to share, open in Spotify, or sync updates, which just refreshes everything. I also made sure that icons were compatible or analogous to the platform defaults. So if I'm on Android, the share icon is actually more of this node tree share icon, and the back icon has the material design arrow. So in conclusion, Fermata solves the user need of both Gavin and Jane by facilitating easy playlist sharing independent of your streaming service and easy playlist receiving independent of your streaming service. And it does so by providing an efficient and learnable look and feel regardless of your OS or streaming service, and by delegating most of the heavy lifting to your existing streaming service so that everything can live in one place without conflicting with what you're already used to.